god! It's a Twin Blades variant. There's a Maelstrom on the backside. Phantom's picking up more kills, finds Andrew as well as a triple. Oh, look at Tahaka. Finds the Abathur top lane 6. Great Ring of Frost connecting onto 4 members. We might have a comeback for the ages. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Will they be able to escape? ETC does fall. What a counter attack by Regen Red, and he's gonna barely get away with his friggin' teleport ability. Holy shit! That was really spicy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the new and improved home of Murda RG here for Heroes of the Dorm. Brand new setup by my man SkyArch. Hooked me up late last night, finally getting all this stuff finished. Looking good for this double header we have in store for you today. We have Texas A&M University, as I'm going to be casting throughout these Heroes of the Dorm Collegiate series hosted by Tespa. We have them up against 2 fantastic squads today. First off, it's going to be California State Polytechnic University. And then later on, we're going to be seeing them face off against the one and only Arizona State University, #1 in innovation, coming up later at 2:30 p.m. Pacific. But for now, the Maroon 5 are going to be facing off against Cal Poly, a squad that has performed extremely well in seasons past here in Heroes of the Dorm. Both teams enter today's matchup with a record of 7-1. Let me tell you what happened during the map ban process. Looks like Cal Poly decided they wanted map pick for the first map. They went ahead and banned out Volskaya Foundry. Texas A&M banned out Dragonshire. Here we are for map number 1. It's going to be Infernal Shrines. I'm in this lobby. I'm going to let them know that I'm ready. Alright, so I let them know. They should be good. And once these teams are good to go, we're jumping right in Infernal Shrines. So I have not had an opportunity to cast some of these players on Cal Poly. I do know Titan's King. He played for Omewa during the HGC Open, rocking the HGC hat this afternoon. And he played in NGS, Nexus Gaming Series. If you guys aren't familiar, it's an amateur league, and Titan's King has played on a team that actually participated in my very own hosted tournament by my org Regen. They won the first iteration of that tournament. A lot of really awesome, exciting plays this player can make, so keep your eyes on Titan's King today for Cal Poly. I'm really excited to see him play. And, over on the side of Texas A&M, we got the squad coming back, the Maroon 5. They're looking so hot during this season so far. 7-1 is their record. They took a win last week over University of Toronto, hosted over here. They followed that up. I forget who they played in their second matchup, but they did win that as well. So they're solid, they're winning, and they're looking to move up the standings today because at 7-1, they're in 5th place, tied with Cal Poly, tied with Arizona State University. If they win today, they're moving up. Only teams ahead of them are the Grease Trucks, the Carlton Ravens, Grow Up, and the Golden Mishas. So there's room to get up there, but for now, they're sitting in that 5th place spot, not too far off the top. Teams are telling me now in chat that they are ready, and they just got to switch the lobby mode over to draft. There we go. Looks like tournament draft. All right, and we're gonna be jumping right in. Infernal Shrines, the first map of this best of 3 series, and here we go. I hear they have launched the draft, so let's go on over here. Another brand new overlay. Let me slide this microphone back just a tad. There you go. Another brand new overlay made by SkyArch. Looks really hot. And first to ban, it's gonna be Texas A&M. This was the map selection of Cal Poly, so the Pomona Ponies will have to wait their turn for the ban here as the Maroon 5 are looking at it. Last week we saw a lot of focus getting rid of some of these global heroes. We saw the Abathur Dahaka in Game 1 taken away on Cursed Hollow, Battlefield of Eternity. They got rid of just devastating heroes like Hanzo and Diablo that can do so well, as well as that Li Ming. So they're spreading out their bans, but tonight they're going to focus it down on Diablo, the first ban of the afternoon for Texas A&M. The Lord of Terror will not make his appearance here on one of his very own maps, Infernal Shrines. So Cal Poly now on the clock. I don't know much about their draft strategy, but if they've watched much of Texas A&M, they probably have an idea of some of these heroes that the Maroon 5 love to play, that they get on so often, that they want to get in the hands of Edgardo GL and some of these players that are so dominant. Looks like they're going to focus out the Genji here. Might be targeting Hello just a bit here with that ban. Genji taken away, such a strong hero. Not necessarily his strongest map on Infernal Shrines, but every map that Genji can get drafted on, he's just a devastating assassin and is able to hop on and really just destroy a backline of any squad. We got Fall TV in chat. Welcome. He says, go Pomona Pones. So already cheering for Cal Poly here in chat. Mephisto, the next ban for Texas A&M. So one of the newest heroes, the second newest, of course, Mal'Ganis, not available here in the Tespa Collegiate series until October 30th. So you will not see Mal'Ganis tonight. We are on the tournament realm for those of you watching at home. So I believe it's at least one patch back. Taki saying Titans King can make plays. Good one, very funny. Yeah, dude, he's a playmaker. Come on. Omega from Crabfish. Listen. Titans King, he's a buddy of mine. I like him. We're going to have fun getting to cast him today as we see Tyrande banned out by Cal Poly, which means we are finally getting our first pick of the night, and it's going to be none other than Maiev. Let me know in chat if any of the audio levels seem weird. Just keep me up to date. I think it should be fine, but Hero Sharebot throwing out the shade, telling you guys about my Team League loss on Sky Temple. For the record, I am 0-9 this season on Sky Temple, the only map I'm actually horrible at, apparently. Garrosh and Blaze the selections, and taking that Blaze away from Mizono, a smart option here by Cal Poly. A hero that Mizono really specializes in will not be an option for them. Instead, they're going to grab that white main for Space Bacon, and Mizono's going to go ahead and grab away the Yrel, which gets a pretty good matchup up against the Blaze, although it will be a wet noodle fight down there in that bottom lane of, or excuse me, top lane of Infernal Shrines. White main's such a playmaking support. Of course, the damage she can put out, she can really swing it around with her Divine Aegis as well. In any sort of team fight situation, that armor that comes in is just so strong in sustaining your allies during an advance. And with a comp with a Blaze, it could mean a bit of a dive-focused composition ready to come out for Cal Poly. That Jet Propulsion being such a great initiation tool. So we'll keep an eye on how this draft continues for Cal Poly, but the white main could be a good option in preventing that dive damage that can come out. Deckard Cain, the final ban after we saw Muradin taken away by Cal Poly. So now picks 3 and 4 on the clock for your boys, the Pomona Ponies from Cal State Polytechnic University. They are going to go ahead and grab the Zeratul and Jaina. Quite possibly setting up a Void Prison Ring of Frost combination. We'll keep an eye on how they want to play that, but it could be pretty devastating if Texas A&M find themselves stacked up, and that's a lot of lockdown followed up with a Jet Propulsion or a taunt from Garrosh, and there will be a lot of players with their hands off their keyboards for an extended period of time. The Jaina bringing, of course, superior wave clear. Especially here on Infernal Shrines, a map that you want to have very quick rotations on. So the Johanna is going to be grabbed to help out with some of those rotations. Rainer as well for Texas A&M, and the final selection, the support for Cal Poly, is going to be Stukov. So let me write all these down in my book as I ask you guys in chat, who you guys think is going to win this first matchup, this best of 3 here between Cal Poly and Texas A&M. If your vote is for Cal Poly, I want you to throw out hashtag CPU in chat. If you want to vote for Texas A&M, hashtag TAMU in chat. I'll tally them up, let you guys know. And then we're going to be seeing some big boy action today. 2 teams 7-1 facing off here in week number 5 of the Collegiate Series. You hungover, bro, says Gnome Child. No, I just rock the shades. I got a really bright light in my face. The polarized shades actually help a lot. I don't know. It's just a personal thing I like to do over here on twitch.tv/murderrg. So appreciate you stopping in today, Gnome Child. I see plenty of you in chat. A total of 18 right now. Huge shout out to all of you showing up, and hopefully we have some really exciting games in store for you today. We see the unicorn avatars on the left hand side. You love to see it. Or it's the rainbow billy goat. Anyway, here we are. Game numero uno. And on the left hand side, coming all the way from the West Coast, California State Polytechnic University, Pomona Ponies. We got Shammy playing the Blaze, El Cazador on the Garrosh. Heavy's gonna be your Stukov player today. Titans King playing that Stealth Assassin Zeratul, and this is Muddy McGee on the Jaina. Over on the right hand side, we got Texas A&M University. Hello, he's gonna be out front on this. Ooh, that's the Maiev, excuse me. Sparky playing the Johanna. Edgardo GL on the Rainer. Space Bacon, of course, playing the White Main. And your solo lane playing the Urel. It's Mazono. Alright, so that matchup between Blaze and Urel, it will be a little bit slow. I'm going to throw these level 1 talents up on your screen so you can take a look at those. But I'm expecting this rotation with the Jaina to be really fast in getting around these lanes. So far, we see Cal Poly playing a bit of a split, as Texas A&M rotating as 4 between these lanes. Johanna and Maiev trying to hold down this middle area, making sure no one's making easy rotations from Cal Poly. Garrosh playing a little disruptor, checking those bushes with that groundbreaker and finding it, Johanna, but Sparky not too scared. Has an Iron Skin, of course, playing on that Johanna, so we'll be able to play up front. Not too worried about the tosses that can come in from Garrosh. Look at Hello holding this bush. 3 members of Cal Poly walking in his face. Gonna find a tether onto Jaina and go ahead and take what he got. Not too much, as Cal Poly is looking at the first Merc camp of the game. A siege camp on their side of the map. Titans King and Heavy gonna go ahead and lock that in. As Texas A&M starts looking at their own siege camp, they will get that. Taking a peek at our XP bar. Team's about even, but first to level 3 will be Cal Poly, as these rotations with the Jaina, as mentioned, so strong. They're able to get in and out with the Blizzard, as you see it dropping on this bottom lane. And they just get to make the rotation right back up to the top. But this time, instead of the rotation, they're looking at this bottom Khazar camp. See if El Cazador can keep the scouting out. Rainer's nearby. White Main gonna check the bush. Doesn't see anyone in the bush. Now Rainer walking forward. Garrosh is there. Finds a toss on Johanna. I don't know if they can get in here. Maiev still mid. Zeratul still mid. See if they want to make this rotation down. Neither team fully committing, but Johanna finds these Khazras low health. And Texas A&M, they're going to walk right on in, as Zeratul still mid, clearing up the siege camp that was pushing. Still 2 of them available in that lane. And they had to keep the Zeratul there to continue the clear to prevent some damage to their front wall in that mid lane. So camp stolen away successfully by Texas A&M, as we see shrine number 1 is being announced. I see your votes coming in chat now. We're on a 3-minute delay this afternoon. 1, 2 votes for Cal Poly, and then 1, 2, 3 votes for, or excuse me, it was 2 votes for Texas A&M, 3 votes for Cal Poly. And it should be CPP. I got you. Next game, I promise we'll change that hashtag for you. Same thing. You guys know what I'm saying. Alright, so shrine number 1 active already in here with the position, and Cal Poly putting the dominant foot forward. Bruiser Camp pushing up top in favor of Texas A&M will give them a little bit of an advantage if they can delay this out. And here comes Maiev with the Johanna trying to find some damage. Those Q resets, the fan of knives. Look at the damage coming out from Hello. Got 4 members at about 50% health for Cal Poly in the blink of an eye, as Hello walks in with that fan of knives and finds some quick damage resets. So they take positioning, but taps coming out from Cal Poly. They're looking to re-engage with Garrosh. Here's El Cazador looking to find a groundbreaker. Hits on Mizono, tosses back the Johanna, now sitting inside a silence. A great silence there from Heavy, making sure no one can cast anything in this choke. And he's going to hold it steady. Not much that Texas A&M can do in that situation. But here they come back in with that Maiev. Here's jumping forward the Urel. Blaze very low. That's the jet propulsion back, but not before. Cal Poly goes ahead and grabs away the first Punisher of the game. Will be pushing mid lane. It's a Frozen Punisher, as there's a toss onto Edgardo GL. First blood of the game. Cal Poly on the board. And with this Punisher mid lane, they're going to find some damage on this wall. Jaina's here. Zeratul's here. Wall is down. Turret number 1 is down. Looking to get number 2. Fat minion wave here as well, as they're going to push forward onto this fort. Punisher's still alive. Johanna trying to stay in as long as possible. But not much he's going to be able to do. Going to have to pop that Iron Skin. Start walking backwards. This fort likely will not be saved, as the Blizzard is thrown down from Jaina. See you later. Structure number 1 in favor of Cal Poly. Alright, so the Pomona Ponies making their focus once again onto these siege camps as quickly as possible. You saw them take it almost right as it spawned during the first phase of this game. They go ahead and grab it right there after that Punisher on the other side. Texas A&M working on theirs. Johanna, she's holding the bush, but they don't have enough damage to get through these quite yet. And with Cal Poly showing here right in their face, do they want to take this fight? Maiev is now here. It's a 3v4 situation, but they don't know where Jaina is yet. They do not see her, and they're a little bit scared taking this push forward. There's a silence, but it's going to be interrupted by Maiev. Heavy taking some damage on that Stukov back lane. Titans King took too much. He has to blink away. And Cal Poly is going to go ahead and give it up, but Texas A&M not yet jumping on this camp. There they go. They're going to start it back up. Finding a little bit of XP in mid is Johanna, but she's got to get back here to help defend this. As Cal Poly, they're walking right back in. Titans King going to get off a cleave. Now flip Johanna. He's trying to walk backwards. Pop that Iron Skin so low. 87 health, and Titans King. I said he'd be making plays today. And there's his first right there. Blinking forward, dropping the cleave, finishing off Johanna. Nice finish there from your Storm Division player, Titans King. Such a performer in Nexus Gaming Series, as he finds even more. That time the silence from Heavy setting up the kill there, along with the Garrosh finishing off their 3rd kill of the game. And Cal Poly looking really hot right now. They got that first Punisher. They're taking away these camps now. They got pressure in the bottom lane. They got pressure in mid lane. And still up top, we haven't looked at him much this game, but Shammy holding that top lane down. Mizono's going to have to respond to him as well, as level 10s are about to click in. These heroic talents for California State Polytechnic University are about to be here any moment. They're going to get him before the 7-minute mark, and they can start looking for fights. Garrosh nearby, popping the Iron Skin early, afraid of that Warlord's Challenge that could be chosen here by Garrosh, but still not yet chosen. I'm going to throw some talents up on your screen so you guys can keep up with the action going on behind the scenes with some of these heroes. It is the Warlord's Challenge, massive shove, and we do see Ring of Frost, Void Prison coming down. The combination from Zeratul and Jaina looks to be the play for the Pomona Ponies, and the final ult is going to be the Bunker from Blaze, as level 10s are just a moment away now from Texas A&M. They're looking at a Bruiser camp on their side. Rainer's up there. Space Bacon as well. Blessed Shield, Ardent Defender, Divine Aegis. Rainer and Maiev still holding theirs for the time being, as the Shrine is active in the bottom lane, on top already. Take a look at this. Cal Poly ripping through. They're already at 9 of 40. And Texas A&M, they got to get in here. Up top, there's a Bruiser camp pushing, but their own Bruiser camp should neutralize that. So they're going to go ahead and leave it. Now pushing forward. Here's Hello. He does have the containment disc. See what he wants to do with that. But if he's sitting in a silence, can't use it at all. Great jet propulsion silence combo there from Stukov and Blaze. The containment disc was thrown down on Zeratul. Gonna delay the Void Prison for the time being, but he's just a tap away from wanting to re-engage his fight. 30 skeletal defenders already grabbed for Cal Poly, and here they come. Titans King gonna blink forward. He's looking for that Void Prison, finds it on 2 in the backside. Maiev very low, has to use that Vault of the Wardens away and survives. Here's the huge Hyperion getting mega value, but not before Rainer falls. Up next should be Sparky. Johanna's down. A great toss there into the fray. Shammy in the front line. Space Bacon so low. Titans King trying to finish him off. He's blinking forward, using that wormhole. And Shammy gonna go ahead and finish off the kill. A triple kill for California State Polytechnic University. They're ripping down with their second Punisher of the game. A Mortar Punisher in this bottom lane. The kill count 6-0, 2 for Titans King. We got 2 on our Jaina as well. Mutt McGee looking hot, and it's been pretty unstoppable so far. Level 13 is just a moment away in favor of Cal Poly. The Pomona Ponies now pushing on this bottom keep wall, and it looks like in chat people calling him a Zero-1 trick, but Titans King, I assure you, he plays more than a Zeratul. Alright, so keep is still up. The wall is down, however, and there we see these rotations, the focus onto these camps yet again, and with a talent tier advantage, it's going to be tough for Sparky to walk forward in here. Does scout it out with that shield glare, but nothing Texas A&M can do to jump in that fight. Yarel soaking XP at mid in the bush, and the rest of Texas A&M, they got to find this XP somewhere, and with the way the waves are stacked right now, nothing is free on the map. They're going to have to run up top, which they should have an idea that Cal Poly's bottom, as they just grabbed away another Khazra camp. This one's pushing bottom lane, which is going to pressure their bottom lane keep in just a moment. See them looking at yet another siege camp, the map being painted blue, as us casters like to say here in Heroes of the Storm. Still a full level away from that 13 talent tier are the Maroon 5, and they're playing all the way back at base. They are just terrified to walk out. Yarel, the only one sitting out in lane up top. Mizono trying to get the XP there. And there's a fight breaking out at mid as the Khazra is showing up. Silence being played onto the wall. He did take the expanding silence, so it does have a reduced cast that he can only channel it for about 3 seconds, I believe. Massive shove played there. Not a lot of value as Sparky hit into that turret, so did not get pushed back. Titans King so low. Good damage there from Hello, but they're not going to push forward. They still don't have the level 13 talents they desperately are looking for, and they're going to wait to take a fight until they get them, but they can't wait too long because the Punisher active soon. Yarel going to be able to hop over the wall, avoid anything there from Garrosh and Blaze locking her in. Level 13 is now just a moment away, and we still have not heard the announcer call out Shrine number 3, but it should be momentarily as Cal Poly looking at yet another Bruiser camp here. This on the top lane, see if they want to hold it. No, they're going to go ahead and grab it away. And now they have enough time to look for 16s before the Shrine's active, which means another advantage will be in their favor. Still 6-0 in the kill department. And that's really the difference maker, along with these structures, that has given them this enormous 2-level lead right now. Texas A&M has to look for something right now. This is the last moment that they're going to get until they find their level 16s, which could be time, and now that time has passed, as level 16 talents are being selected as we speak in favor of Cal Poly. Shrine number 3 was just announced. Up top, the Bruiser camps are facing off. Mizono is here. Garrosh looking for anything he can find, not going to find it. Now fight breaking out. Sparky looking for Zeratul, but Titans King, he's on the elusive Protoss hero Zeratul, and it is. Blessed Shield is going to be played. They're going to look for the damage on Titans King. He does have that Void Prison, does drop it, hits 3. The Divine Aegis was also played, but there's the silence. Ring of Frost coming out. Great Ardent Defender from Mizono, going to prevent the damage, so a trading out of Heroic, still having the Hyperion as Rainer, the only one still available for Texas A&M. We do see Massive Shove and Warlord's Challenge still available, but Texas A&M, they're going to play without any fear. They're pushing forward. Sparky looking for what he can find, nothing there. They're going to zone it out. Here comes Garrosh. Great silence once again from Stukov. The Warlord's Challenge is there. The Blizzard was dropped, not getting a lot of value. Here's the Hyperion looking to push back
Cal Poly is Texas A&M, but right in with a huge cleave. That level 16 from Zeratul doing a ton of damage. Titans King getting the first kill in there. Johanna and Urel are both down. Looking for more. Titans King finds Space Bacon. Edgardo really close as well with that Rainer trying to push back Zeratul, but not able to. He falls. It's a quad kill, putting him at 10-0 in favor of Cal Poly. The Pomona Ponies have come to play, and they're riding those ponies to a map 1 victory here so far. Punisher number 3 should be theirs. They're leaving Garrosh inside as the rest of these members are grabbing away some of these siege camps. Jaina on the left-hand side, Blaze and Stukov picking up that one there. Mutt McGee gonna go ahead and take that away. They're gonna have a huge push in this mid lane with this Punisher. It's an arcane Punisher that is just 4 skeletal defenders away from being grabbed, and this should all but do it. Blaze, Zeratul rejoining, full health, full mana, and these boys from Cal Poly are ready to go. Looking for their first keep of the game. The wall is already down as Texas A&M will have to make a defense here without their level 16 talents, without getting 1 kill thus far here on map number 1, Infernal Shrines. Arcane Punisher here going to leap onto an iron-skinned Johanna. Void Prison, Ring of Frost, a huge silence was played there as well, and that's the first kill in this fight. Urel is down, Punisher ripping through the first keep of the game. It's down, and now Cal Poly sets their sights onto the core. Massive shove, sending back, I believe that was the Maiev, but she jumps back in, falls immediately. Bunker drop from Blaze, 12-0 is the kill count. Cal Poly ripping through the shields, 90% on the core, trying to finish off Johanna. Great toss there by Garrosh. Johanna's down 60%. Huge wave with the Khazras at mid. And game number 1 will be handed over to the Pomona Ponies.
All right, so let's take a peek at our match summary here. And what a game, a shutout from Cal Poly. The Pomona Ponies bringing out the blood today. Jaina, 5 kills. We saw 4 from Titans King on that Zeratul. I have to give a shout out to Stukov Heavy playing it so well. The silence is, it seemed always there to shut down everything that Hello is trying to do on that Maiev. And then Shammy holding the top lane. Garrosh, fantastic job. The front line from El Cazador was fantastic as well. And getting a 13-0 shutout on a team like Texas A&M here. Both teams tied 7-1 in the standings. Just an outstanding performance from Cal Poly there. We're going to be moving on to map number 2. I'm going to set up this lobby. We're going to take a short break. Give me about 3 minutes. Actually, lobby's already set up. Maybe we're not getting a break. And I will switch you back over to my webcam scene. Players are hopping in here. But just what a first map. Cal Poly looks so good. Texas A&M, they got to go back to the drawing board. Do they take away that Stukov? It felt pretty strong. It looked pretty strong. And during those fights, able to heal up a lot of that Fan of Knives damage, a little bit slower. It's not like an instant burst sort of damage. They didn't have that burst damage from the Rainer as well. Maybe they changed their focus to a more burst style composition. I don't think like the Hanzo wasn't banned out. Do they use something like that Edgardo GL has been so confident on? Getting that Dragon's Arrow maybe help shut down some of the Zeratul in that fight. Or in that match, in some of those fights. I don't know. Shout out to Zevia, not a sponsor, but love this stuff. This is Dr. Zevia. It kind of tastes like Dr. Pepper. Fantastic 0-calorie soda. So, looks like we will be on Cursed Hollow. Yeah, let me tell them I'm ready. Sorry. I don't know who picked this map. Team number 1 will have first draft pick, so I would assume Texas A&M has chosen Cursed Hollow. as our map number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Raven Lord's domain, Cursed Hollow. And Cal Poly, they're first to draft. So first to ban as well. Crabfish, appreciate the considerations of you saying good cast to me. Very nice. I'm glad you're having a good time. And if you guys are a fan of Heroes of the Storm in general, you like watching this Tespa Collegiate series, we do have a double header this evening as Texas, or I should say this afternoon, as Texas A&M will be facing off against Arizona State University at 2:30 p.m. Pacific. So right after this set, they'll be hopping in up against ASU. So make sure you stay tuned. But for now, we do have the conclusion of this set. It is currently 1-0 Cal Poly. And the Pomona Ponies are looking at their first ban once again, taking away that Genji, just as they did over on Infernal Shrines. Write some of these results in my book too, so I don't forget. Oop, that's not right. There we go. Genji, and we see Dahaka banned out, which is, it appears to be a similar strategy that Texas A&M took last week on this map. And this was picked by CPP. Alright. Ban number 2, Cal Poly. It's going to be the Abathur. Alright, so they're trying to take away any sort of Abacomp here. I don't know if I've seen Texas A&M play the Abathur. I'm sure they would. I just haven't seen it yet out of them. Final ban of this top half for Texas A&M. Once again, taking away the Lord of Terror, Diablo. Big man in red. Not an option here for either team, as now we've entered the actual draft, and with the Hanzo available, Cal Poly going to go ahead and take it right away, wasting no time at all. So Edgardo GL will not be able to play one of his favorite heroes, a hero that is so specialized here on Cursed Hollow. The boss control is now a huge threat for the Pomona Ponies. Texas A&M is going to have to find a way to shut that down. They're going to go back to the white main, and they're going to take the Blaze, which they didn't get the option on during Infernal Shrines, but they want Mizono to be on that hero. So white main Blaze, the first 2 picks for them. And I like them getting back on some of their comforts. 2 heroes that we've seen them perform well on. Will it be enough to help shut down some of the damage Hanzo can bring out? A bit of a steady, sustained damage, but can really find the burst with that Dragon's Arrow. He throws out the scatter arrow, hits the stun, and then locks it home with another follow-up scatter arrow. But there you go, the Yrel chosen for the other side. Cal Poly grabbing it, just as Texas A&M did in game number 1. And you might have said it in chat. It's starting to look more and more like Titan's King is indeed a one-trick Zeratul. Zeratul making his second appearance of the afternoon for Cal Poly. Now ban phase number 2, Tyrande taken away, just as she was in game number 1. And the final ban is in the hands of the Pomona Ponies. See what they want to do here. Do they want to get rid of some damage? Is there anything they're scared of? I don't really see too much they could be scared of here. They're looking pretty solid so far. But they have shown all their damage. They still need a support and a tank. So the Zeratul Hanzo is going to be everything they're going to get in the damage field. So final ban, they're going to take away a tank, and it's going to be Garrosh. Alright, so now A&M on the clock. They're 3-4 picks. They got their solo, or at least one of their solo lanes that they're going to play here. White main their support. Do they want to go ahead and take a damage? Do they want to go back to that Rainer? Something like an Asmodan's available, which can be decent, especially late game on this map. Do they want to switch it up? Yeah, it's just going to be the Rainer. They're going to pair it up with Muradin, who's in a fantastic spot in this meta. We did see him played last week by Texas A&M over on Battlefield of Eternity, so it's a tank they have some time on. Stukov is available again. They're going to go ahead and grab that. But still needing a tank. Which direction do they want to go?
Do they want like an ETC? It's gonna be the Johanna. Okay, I didn't see what they wanted there. I couldn't. I guess the Johanna makes sense. Should shut down the Rainer a bit. The Condemn can do a hell of a lot in interrupting a Murden trying to dwarf toss away, whether you want to believe it or not. So Stukov, Johanna, the final two chosen for Cal Poly. Texas A&M looking at their final selection. Do they want to get some sort of... Oh, that's a flex pick. Tracer, the final choice here. Should be able to get around on this Zeratul. Get on this backline Hanzo. Hello, going to be playing the Tracer. Wow. Okay, I'm excited for this. I actually think Whitemane, a support that can do well against a Tracer, doesn't necessarily have to land any sort of skill shot heals on her. It's more of just a click and go. So Tracer will be able to maneuver in these fights. We'll be able to get a bit of armor perhaps from that Divine Aegis later on. So let me know in chat. Once again, I asked you during or at the end of the draft in game number 1 who you guys thought was going to win. I'm going to ask you again here. It's slightly favored Cal Poly in game number 1, but hashtag CPP in chat for Cal Poly if you want to vote for them. Hashtag TAMU in chat if your vote is for Texas A&M University. This is game number 2 of a best of 3 set between these two squads. Excuse me as my camera is all around the screen. Here we go. It is game number 2. And on the left-hand side, once again, we got Cal Poly State. And it's going to be the Pomona Ponies. Heavy on the Stukov again. El Cazador playing the Johanna Titans King on the Zeratul. Shammy playing Yorel. And up in this top lane right now is Mutt McGee on the Hanzo. Over on the right-hand side, we got Texas A&M University. Space Bacon shaking his booty on that Whitemane. Mizono playing his Blaze. So specialized in that hero. Hello. Playing the elusive Overwatch hero, Tracer. Edgardo GL on the Rainer once again. And up front, playing the main man, Muradinho. It's going to be Sparky. Level 1 talents on your screen, but I do want you to see Tracer here in this bottom bush. Going to try to cut off rotations down to the bottom side from Cal Poly. But already down there is Yorel, who has not shown in lane. Up top soaking is Hanzo and Zeratul. Titans King making sure no one walks through that bush. And that should be some free XP. As Blaze now walking into Zeratul. Titans King opting not to throw any damage on the big boy Blaze. So Blaze will get there in time. Now rotating down to the bottom is going to be Space Bacon and Sparky. They're going to find this wave. Yorel already here pushing it forward. Mid lane is the Tracer and Rainer. Keep an eye on the Tracer stacks. She's going to try to get that up and rip it off as quickly as possible. Right now sitting at 46 on her Pulse Bomb. Zeratul. As we saw in game number 1, Cal Poly putting a heavy focus onto these siege camps. Already Titans King on that. See if he wants to hold it, because Tribute number 1 will be spawning in this bottom lane position. As we see Tracer now working on a siege camp of their own. Zeratul just finishing this up and will go ahead and grab it. Not going to hold it. Now going to make his way over with Stukov in tandem to this Bruiser camp. And this Merc pressure, just as we saw in game number 1, it was a lot to handle for Texas A&M. And with a Tracer on their side, they will be limited in ways that they can get through some of these big waves. And especially a map like Cursed Hollow, you really get your wins with these Merc camps. The lanes are so big, they're so deep, you're not going to be pushing past midfield too often on your own. If you're assisted with a boss, if you're assisted with a strong push, or during a curse, those are the moments you're going to take those pushes down lane. So they're relying early on these siege camps to get them value, rip through some of these walls. Remember, they have a Hanzo as a fight's about to break out. On this point, delaying it is Johanna. Murden trying to stay here. You have Edgardo GL nearby. Space Bacon trying to get the heals on Johanna, but look at the backside. Heavy holding that silence as long as he could. enough to make sure that Muradin was going to fall, and Johanna could just stay in there as long as possible. El Cazador now finding the blaze, interrupts the jet propulsion. The silence is there as well. Oh, that time the jet propulsion gets him behind the wall. Mizono gonna survive. But it's a Bruiser Camp stolen away. Some damage onto this keep wall. Bruiser Camp was still mid as well. And like I said, Tracer not able to clear these out effectively. And it's going to get value. The turret here already down to about 10% health. It will survive. Tribute number 1 was also on the map during that. Went over to Cal Poly. The Pomona Ponies looking good there, as I do see your votes coming in. It's 1, 2, 3 votes for... Excuse me, it is 3 votes for Cal Poly, 1 vote, or I guess we'll count 2 drinking runs here as well. 2 votes for Texas A&M, but still the crowd favoring Cal Poly. The Pomona Ponies brought out the cheering crew today. Here comes a big flank down in this bottom side, trying to engage on Space Bacon and Sparky, but not able to get the job done. Tribute spawning up top 20 seconds away. Both teams going to try to make their way up there. Even talents for the time being, but very close to level 7 are the Pomona Ponies. Edgardo GL going to make his way over to this Tribute, see what they want to do. Both teams actually pretty close to level 7. Blaze up top, almost able to get it here, and does get it. So level 7 talents, they're on your screen right now. I want to make sure you can see this action as well. Here comes a fight in this big bush. Pushing forward is Muradin. That was your bio kill switch from Stukov, so not going to be available for the rest of this fight, but he throws out the silence, shuts down any escape attempt from Muradin. Jet propulsion locking in Sammy. He got stuck behind the Urel. Mizono 500 health, he's able to escape. Still throwing out the heals is Whitemane. Edgardo GL trying to get out, but just can't do it. Titans King showing off his one-trick capabilities on Zeratul. 3-0, and after game number 1, continuing their shutout domination performance over Texas A&M thus far here on map number 2 as well. Cursed Hollow, 2 tributes already in their favor. They have this Hanzo. They had the kill advantage on the map, and they're making their way over with that level 7 Hanzo onto this boss. You see how quickly it goes down, 75% already. And with that, there is no possible way in the world Texas A&M makes it here in time. So first boss of the game, and they're on curse point. Cal Poly putting out this macro pressure. Tribute spawning in 26 seconds. They're going to make their way up top. Rainer in defense. No Hyperion to help clear it out, so he's going to have to do it all by his lonesome. He's going to have to give it some pepper. Sparky here in the big bush, but does not have a team with him. Now Johanna going to try to lock him in. Urel here on the top side. Sparky now flanked. Going to get bashed into the wall by that big Mesa Urel. Sparky's still in here. Doesn't get silenced out. Does have supporting now from Space Bacon. The rest of his squad now joining, leaving that boss in the bottom lane. Tracer going to try to get on Heavy. Does interrupt the channel on the Tribute. Titans King now looking backside of Tracer, but not able to get any damage on him. So can't stay sticky on that Zeratul. Jet propulsion from Mizono. Trying to find damage on these tanks, but not quite available. Rainer still not able to get too much out at this point in the game. Edgardo GL trying to do what he can, but it's just slow damage. They need to rely on Tracer and her finishing ability with that Pulse Bomb, but only at 21 stacks on Heroic. Will not have it available in this fight for some time being, as Heavy starting the channel again. Can they get back their Tracer? Low has to use the recall. And Hanzo putting a lot of damage out, still surviving so low. Interrupt there from Sparky, but now Muradin without an escape. Doesn't have a jet propulsion and will fall in the fight. Muradin's down. Mizono and Edgardo GL now the focus from Cal Poly. And Mizono's going to sacrifice himself. Edgardo will be able to survive. There goes Mizono. He's surrounded, not going to get out of here. Tracer, though, picking up a kill on Urel. And still has a Pulse Bomb in 5 stacks. See if Hello can make a play happen here. Not any heroes low enough to really get value off of it. Titans King trying to stick on Tracer and should be able to here. There's the Pulse Bomb from Hello, playing fancy, but Titans King bringing out the play. Finding the kill on the Tracer. Hello trying to make the maneuvers, but once you get onto someone as the Zeratul, you get your auto attack in, you just get right back on top. He gets free waves here with the cleave. This mid fort's going to go down. Let's check out up top. Edgardo GL in trouble. Massive shove means Heavy can just walk at Edgardo, and he's down. Another kill. And now it's 8-1. No shutout this time, but still dominating as Cal Poly. The Pomona Ponies are finishing up their first curse of the game. Looking at a boss. Hello is here. Has it scouted. Titans King sticking on him. There's the recall. Now looking backside. Does he have enough damage? No, the cleave once again. Titans King just throwing his body at Tracer. And Hello has spent more time on his back now in this mid game than on his feet, as another boss taken away. Having that Hanzo, making it so easy, effortless, as the top fort's down, the bottom fort is down. Yrel finishing the job there. Boss pushing top lane onto this keep wall momentarily. Cal Poly taking away another camp. This is a bruiser camp on the side of Texas A&M. Boss now reaching the wall as they set their focus here to help get some of these turrets down. Damage from Texas A&M is here, but it's slow damage. Again, they're relying on the Tracer being able to get on this backline, but so far Zeratul giving her trouble. There's a Dragon's Arrow, hit onto one. Rainer's still alive, walking back by the keep. El Cazador walking back as well, but here's Yrel trying to put her focus onto Edgardo. There's the Void Prison. See if there's any sort of follow-up. I don't see any heroics available. Nothing yet, and there it is. Yrel was the only thing there. Trying to get on the backside so low. Not able once again to find the damage. Bunker was thrown out from Mizono. Not enough damage from Cal Poly to finish off the keep. And a successful defense from Texas A&M of their top keep. But still, siege camps available on the map. Johanna going to check it out. Instead, just going to take the vision. Hanzo looks to be moving over to a bruiser camp. Up top, Zeratul working on the siege camp. So it's going to be more blue mercs any second now. As Texas A&M, they need to find their level 13 talents. Tracer, she's up top soaking by herself. So slow there. There is a siege camp available. See if they want to get started on that. Edgardo GL still behind the wall, but does throw out his Raider to put some damage onto the siege camp. Bruiser's mid for Cal Poly. Siege camp top for Cal Poly. Tribute spawning bottom, likely for Cal Poly. They're not able to interrupt this channel. So close was El Cazador getting on that. So finally, a little bit of mercenary pressure for Texas A&M. But with tribute spawning and their lanes being pushed out by these camps, we're going to go ahead and sacrifice it. It's only the first of three and the second set of three for Cal Poly here. But boss available on the map. Mutt McGee on a Hanzo once again on this map. It's going to be their third boss. And that means this bottom lane is now under pressure. Still only one of three in the tribute department. Next one will be spawning. Oh wait, it's been announced right under the feet of Hanzo, as we see there. But they're going to try to pressure out this bottom lane. They have siege camp still up top. That's going to be pressuring that keep that's already sitting on a thread. And here's this boss in the bottom lane. They don't have a minion wave here yet, so the damage from Rainer will have to come out early onto this, as the turrets will also set their focus on the boss as well. Edgardo GL is here, and it will go uncontested, so Cal Poly going to back up and instead move to set their focus on Mizono, who's caught out. The danger pings being thrown out from both these teams. Jet propulsion around the little U inside that choke point, but now he's in the silence, getting rooted in by that Stukov. Virulent reaction, locking it home. Great job from Heavy, who's shown his prowess on Stukov in both these games tonight. Siege Camp finally making its way to the keep up top. Tribute number 2 spawning. Cal Poly once again in position to grab that favorable spot for them, especially with the way these lanes are pushed out. And without a blaze for Texas A&M, they are now one tribute away from their second curse of the game. 10-1 in kills. Let me show you those. 4 for Zeratul, 4 for Hanzo. Boss up top spawning in just 1 minute. They're going to keep their focus here in this bottom lane, get through some turrets. They do have level 16 talents. Those are on your screen. But all they have to do is play patient. Of course, let the fight come to them. They have this talent here advantage. Tribute number 3 spawning in a great spot for them. The Pomona Ponies just have to wait to get this curse, and They could very well triple keep off of it. Boss spawning in 30 seconds now. Looking at another camp. It's a bruiser camp on the side of Texas A&M. Cal Poly taking that away. Up front, Yarel and Johanna doing a great job zoning. But with this tribute spawning in 15 seconds, still no level 16 talents. Texas A&M likely will have to take this fight without them. Tracer all by herself. Here's the Raider overhead. He's going to throw some damage out onto Yarel. Great silence. There's a cleanse though. Going to protect the Muradin. And an early kill on Zeratul means that Texas A&M making their first big fight of this game happen. There's a jet propulsion on 2. Mizono keeping them steady. There's a great divine Ardent Defender, excuse me, from Yarel. Why do I always forget that? Ardent Defender, the Divine Aegis still held onto from the white main. Means they can stay in this fight, but they do not have a Tracer. It's an assassin for assassin so far, but that's all they're going to get. Mid-keep under pressure from this bruiser camp. Is Rainer enough to save it? Let's see what happens here. The Shaman's down. He should be able to finish the job along with the shots from that keep. Boss is on the map. Texas A&M keeping their eyes on it as Hanzo is still available. But no one from Cal Poly except the Johanna holding down that bush is up here. Now they're just going to push his lane, get the pressure with their siege, and then potentially look at this boss. But back on the map is Tracer. Hello. At mid lane. Up top is a 5-man from Cal Poly. They're holding this bush down, just waiting to see what the play is on this boss. So far, nothing. Sparky under trouble. Will get rooted in. Virulent reaction. Gets the cleanse, but leaps right into a VP. The Dragon's Arrow right behind it. Locking in 3. Divine Aegis from Whitemane trying to support her team, and so far so good. Sparky's still alive. Spacemaker's still alive as well. But first to fall is Muradin. Second to fall, Whitemane. A double kill. Now a triple. Tracer's down as well. Mizono locked in. This could be the beginning of the end. Mizono bunker over the wall, but Hanzo getting the job done. 3 kills on your board for Mutt McGee. They're walking forward onto this keep, and that could be it as there's still 16 seconds for Muradin. Just about the same for Whitemane. Shielding being worked on. Everyone here for Cal Poly now shielding down. Looking at this core. Muradin up in 5. Will it be enough? Dropping the silence is Stukov. 50 seconds. GG's in chat. Looks like Mizono says that's probably it. 30%. Heavy low. Heavy's gonna fall. 5%. GG. Game number 2, and the series will be handed over to the Pomona Ponies. Alright, so let's check out this match summary, and what a showing tonight. 15-3, continuing the kills are the Pomona Ponies. They looked hot all night. Mutt McGee with 8 of them in that. 0 deaths. He's your MVP. And you guys, I know you're in chat. You're here watching Titans King. What a performance today from Titans King. Played the Zeratul twice. Didn't get banned away by Texas A&M, and they paid the price on numerous occasions. That final play, I hope someone got a clip, but the Void Prison. And then Mutt McGee's Dragon's Arrow and the timing of it, the synchronization that these two had. Game number 1 with the VP Ring. Game number 2 with the VP Dragon's Arrow. Just on point. Cal Poly taking the 2-0, going to move themselves to 8-1 in the standings. Texas A&M will be dropping back to 7-2. But still, these are two teams that are looking bright in their futures here during the Tespa Collegiate series. It's really been fun getting to follow a bit of Texas A&M so far. Obviously, you're going to get a chance to see them play next Saturday in the Nexus Gaming Series Heroic Division Grand Finals up against Regen Black. So make sure you tune in there. But this afternoon, we still have more action after this set. Starting at 2:30 Pacific, we have Texas A&M up against Arizona State University's #1 in innovation squad. And it's going to be another great set. See if Texas A&M can rebound. But in this first set of the afternoon, the first half of the doubleheader, they do fall to California State Polytechnic University. The Pomona Ponies take it 2-0 over the Maroon 5. That's all we have for this first set. Make sure you come back in about 30 minutes. We'll have more action ready to go here on twitch.tv/MurdaRG. Thank you so much for attending this one. And until later, I'm Murda, your Twitch chat.